All right. The 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session. All those having business for the court are here. The Honorable Judge Davis Cedric Simpson presides.
You may be seated. Ms. Lonnie.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Lonnie for the people. Your Honor, at this time, the people would waive any conflict on the court and also the public defender. People do not believe that any conflict exists. The waiver for the avoidance of all doubt.
Ms. Parody.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney, the Public Defender's Office, likewise, does not believe conflict exists, but if one does, we also waive.
All right. The court, for its part, doesn't believe that there's a conflict. There is no conflict either under Michigan court rules or the cases decided there under. To the extent a conflict does exist, given waivers, the court will consent to it. Court does call the case of the people versus Mohammed Diane.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Payton, on behalf of Mr. Mohammed Janed, who appears via Zoom, the NDOC. Sir, can you please state your name to the court?
Mohammed Johnny.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have the opportunity to discuss this matter with the people as well as with my client. I am requesting an adjournment ultimately for my client to be able to review discovery on his own that has been mailed to him, as well as for a in-person or video meeting to take place. We have had phone communications, but we are asking for adjournment.
Okay, so
April 23rd or May 7th.
which would you prefer? I realize he's at MDOC and you mailed information to him.
May 7th.
May 7th. During the matter to May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. All right. Thank you, Mr. Diane.
Thank you, sir.
Now,
Court does call.
Johnny.
Thank you.
See you.
Court does call the case, people versus Jenny Liu.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney, on behalf of Ms. Liu. Ms. Liu, please state your name.
Jenny Lou.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we do have a resolution in the case. It does require 3 different cases to be put out. So I'm not sure if we're just going to do the one today that's up, and the other one's at a later time. I'm just Kearney is nodding, so I think that's my miss today. So as to this case, she'll be pleading discharge.
The other 2 cases are set for PCC before Your Honor on the 24th.
Okay. All right. So she wants to enter the plea in this one.
Yes, Ms. Hunter, do you want to put the offer on the record, or do you want me to?
So in this case, the offer is to plead discharge. It will count of assault and battery. All the notes to make sure I get it correct. In case 24F10014, which is prisoner possession of a weapon, that case will be dismissed. 23F10628, assault of a prison employee. She will.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Thought it was an attempt R&O. That's what we have come to. That's my understanding.
So in the felony cases, though, there are 2 of those, but one, ultimately, it will be a plea to attempted misdemeanor attempted R&O.
I believe so. Your Honor, I'll double check while we work on the plea for this case, but that was my understanding.
That's what I had in my notes as well. And then one would be dismissed. And then
Ultimate, right. Ultimately, she's pleading to 3 misdemeanor charges.
That's correct.
Right.
And I believe she'll be coming to this court for sentencing.
Okay. In the other matter.
In the other matter and this matter as well as the court. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Real good. All right. Ms. Liu, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hold on one minute. Ms. Liu, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help God?
Yes, sir.
All right. State your name again for the record.
Jenny Lou.
All right. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to 2 charges of assault and or assault and battery. Those are misdemeanors punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The court does have to advise you that if these assaults took place in a place of confinement, that consecutive sentence may be imposed. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
All right. And understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge of assault and battery contained in count 1, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To that same charge as contained in count 2, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you. You're also giving up your right to remain silent and not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, I understand that.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
You're not. All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you're guilty of these offenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
August 1st, 2023, at the location of the Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, what did you do regarding a Misty, what we saw, and Alicia Cargill that makes you think that you're guilty of these offenses?
I had hit one of them. One of them was my girlfriend, and I got into it with her. Then I ended up hitting the other girl, the girl that she was cheating on me with. And so, yes, I'm guilty for that.
Okay, so you ended up hitting them both?
Yes, sir.
You didn't have their permission to do that, did you?
No, not,
And you
no.
did it, and you did it intentionally?
Yes, sir.
All right. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's pleas? Court will accept the defendant's pleas of guilty to counts 1 and 2. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered. Sentencing in this matter will be. When is she up on her?
April 24th, Sir Valleys.
Yes.
Yeah, I want the next one.
14th at 9 a.m.
Sentencing May 14th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in these matters will continue. Thank you, Ms. Lou. Ms. Lou, hold on one moment, Ms. Lou.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna just stay on the line. We're gonna put you into a breakout room with probation intake so they can start the process, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the people versus Salvador Barrentes.
Right, good morning, Joe Simon on behalf of the defendant.
Salvador Barrientos, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I do believe we reached a resolution in this matter. And
Yes.
change for fees when added count 2 of operating while intoxicated, operating while visibly impaired. First offense, the 93-day misdemeanor, $300 fine and various license restrictions contrary to 2576253A. And an agreement to pay restitution in the amount of $1,425. Count 1, operating while intoxicated, will be dismissed.
All of that is accurate, Your Honor. Mr. Brian, it's filled out a advice of rights from state.
All right. I have it. May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So, yeah, I do. State your name. Salvador Barrientos, Jr., Your Honor.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order rehabilitative services or any community care service the court deems necessary. The court could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that?
I do, Your Honor.
And understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty.
I do, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on the floor.
I do, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
I do, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
I am, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes, sir.
and because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
July 21st, 2024, at the location of on Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
I did, Your Honor.
What do you have and how much?
When I recall, Your Honor, I had at least 3 beers, at least 1 shot of whiskey, Your Honor.
All right. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped, Your Honor, due to other thing that was happening incident, and I was backing up, and that's when our side mirrors hit. Your Honor.
There, the defendant drove up to a scene where police had made a stop. There was a police incident going on, and then attempted to perform a U-turn and hit another vehicle that was parked. And then police made contact.
All right. Is that correct, sir?
That is right.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Were you taken to the hospital?
I was, Your Honor.
Was there a blood draw?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were the results of that blood draw 0.128?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any reason to dispute those blood test results?
I do not, Your Honor.
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant,
Variances has been screened and assessed and completed by Ms. Geiger, if that helps the court on the sentence. And it's done that.
no, no. If you provide that to Ms. Parody, then we can, but I will refer him, I'll refer him to Von Swartz for an alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. What? Ms. Parody, did I?
I'm just omnipresent.
So you give it to her and then you get it to Ms. Polaire.
I can't.
All right. Sentencing in this matter will be
April 30th at 12 p.m.
April 30th, 2025. 12?
Yes.
12 noon. Bond with its conditions.
Thank you.
I would never.
You're a wise man. All right. I wish I could say the same for people around me. Emily. Court calls the case, People versus Gabriel Boyd.
Good morning, Judge. I got spotted on behalf of Ms. Gabrielle Boyd, it's here because Judge Nate before a lot of my clients were here.
All right. Ma'am, can you state your name, please?
Gabrielle Boyd.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Judge. Today, the day I set forth for your trial, I respectfully just ask for one more adjournment, Judge. I did have the videos, I do have the police report as well. I just need some time to go over the videos with my client and obviously for the negotiations to start. Judge, if that's possible. I know the 2 dates were offered, April 23rd, I believe, and May 7th. I would respectfully request May 7th. Client's schedule with work, Judge, you're aware of it, it's pretty hectic, especially on Wednesdays, and this month is particularly difficult for her. So just to accommodate, Judge, if at all possible, my client.
Any objection from the people?
No, Your Honor.
Adjourn the matter May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
And also for the record, I would never.
Wow.
I'm learning.
Yeah. You're learning from Mr. No,
No.
you don't want to do that. We'll point you to the people that didn't help yet. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Michael Klostra.
The House with Michael Lustra.
All right, thank you.
That's correct, Your Honor. Defense counsel provided us with additional information they wish me to consider. In this case, I need more time to look into that. It's a little complicated. I could get more information at bench first, but then ultimately I'm looking at for the late April date.
All right. Adjourn the matter April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
We have
Thank
one request. Mr. Lustra is fishing walleye season. He's asking to go to Ohio for walleye.
He's going to Ohio on purpose.
Yes, but it's
Is that where
little to people, it's more about
the walleyes? That's where they hang out? We don't have walleye in Michigan?
but I like Ohio.
Oh, wow. You hear how he said that? I should take offense. When does he want to travel to do that? The whole month? So you want to travel during the month of, do you have any problem with him traveling to Ohio to kill walleye?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Defendant may travel to Ohio. Thank you. Shouldn't have put it that way. It's not like murder. Court calls case, People versus Sarah Orr.
Absolutely, for the people.
Ellen Foster Tucker on behalf of Sarah Orr.
Sarah Orr.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we're just asking for an adjournment. Ms. Long and I did discuss this case. I think Ms. Long just needs to look into some additional information.
That's correct, Your Honor. There's been an offer, a request for the offer I need to talk with them about.
April 23rd work for us.
It's fine.
April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Or as your invite indicates, bond will continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Angela Walker.
At the London people. Carolyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Angela Walker. Angela Walker.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, Ms. Lonnie and I have been discussing this case. Unfortunately, we have not reached a resolution yet. We're hoping to just set this for a final settlement conference. Hopefully we can resolve it ahead of time.
Your Honor, offer has been extended, actually two versions of an offer to let the defendant choose which she prefers has been extended to the defendant. I understand she doesn't want to accept either at this time. I'm willing to leave that open to the final settlement date. Because this is an OWI, and I believe it was a blood draw case, it's lots of folks to get together. I was gonna request June dates since our next final settlement is next Friday.
And there's no objection.
Jury final settlement conference will be June.
June 6th at 9 a.m.
Is that right?
That's what the Sorry.
Okay, I figured you just didn't pick it, but I'm thinking it's,
I think that is right.
you know what? I'm not talking to Emily anymore. And
That is an accurate statement.
which part? The part about Emily or part about the day?
Yes.
That's the, okay, the only reason I'm saying is that's the first Friday and not the second.
Correct, which would make jury selection on Monday and 9th, and that's when all the judges are also doing their jury selection.
It's a long confirmation. It just, June 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Jury selection, if necessary, June 9, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings are in person. Bond with its conditions will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus, is it Diaware? Thiem.
Good morning, Your Honor. Paul Tefelsky on behalf of Ms. Thiem.
Looking for a remand and retrial, Your Honor.
State your name, ma'am.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Can you state your name, please?
Yeah, Rachel.
Did she say it?
She did.
All right. I didn't hear her last name, but that's her. All right. Counsel, she's here for arraignment and pretrial as to the arraignment. Waive formal reading. Your client stands mute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant have waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea as to both counts. Or what are we going to do? This.
Your Honor, I did receive the police report. This is a 2020 case. My client just recently learned about it, and she did turn herself in and post a bond, I believe. And I haven't had the chance to talk to the prosecutor yet or to receive the videotapes from the incident. So I would ask for an adjournment for discovery, and that date that you've been using, April 23rd at 9 a.m. would work for me. It works for the court.
During the pretrial will be set for April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. I'll set the defendant's bond, $5,000 personal recognizance bond. I'll order standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. Also, there's to be no possession or consumption of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. I'm further going to indicate the defendant is not to enter any Costco in the state of Michigan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. See you on the 23rd.
Bye-bye.
Calls the cases of the people versus Jason Allen.
Actually, one of the people in all matters.
7, 8, 9. All 9 of them.
Public defenders on behalf of Mr. Jason Allen, who appears to be a Zoom dog farm. Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
Jason Allen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed these matters with both people and Mr. Allen. Ultimately, we're requesting a lengthy adjournment, possibly 4 to 6 weeks if the court would allow that. Mr. Allen is currently to track his progress both in drug treatment court as well as treatment and dog farm.
You want something beyond May 7th?
If possible, Your Honor. May 21st. That would be great.
That objection, all these matters adjourned May 21st, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Case People versus Zachary Burlett.
Public defender Natalie Page, but not even Mr. Burlett, who appears to be at Zoom. Sir, can you unmute and state your name for the court?
Zachary Burlett.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just late last week, I was able to provide the people with some documentation as well as some mitigation information that I believe they would probably still be reviewing. I would ask for a brief adjournment for them to review it and discuss it further with the people. That's correct, Your Honor.
Adjourn this matter April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Burlett.
Court calls
Thank
the
you.
case of People versus Nicole Caldwell.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Page, but not the applicant, Mrs. Caldwell, who appears to be at Zoom. Ma'am, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Nicole Caldwell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was able to review discovery in this case and partially review it with my client. I'm asking for an adjournment to further discuss that with her in next steps.
Without objection, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court does call the case People versus Billy Cobb Gully.
After one of the people, Assistant Public Defender Natalie Page, but not Mr. Caldwell, who appears to be at Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Billy Cobb Gully.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this matter both with my client and the people. And this, as Your Honor is aware, Mr. Codbelly was hospitalized in his last pre-trial. We're asking for an adjournment in order for him to earn the plea reduction requested.
May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll be in touch.
Court does call the case of the People versus Ashton Ebler.
Who's present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Ashton Ebler.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting a very brief adjournment so that Mr. Ebler can obtain proof of the vehicle sale at issue. That's correct, Your Honor.
April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Please, sir.
Madam Interpreter, can you please unmute and raise your right hand to be sworn?
I don't know. She
Can you please unmute, Madam Interpreter, and raise your right hand to be sworn? Can you hear me, Madam Interpreter?
Hi, I'm having a hard time listening and understanding.
Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Portuguese and Portuguese into English in the manner now before the court, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. Court does call the case of the People versus Maxul Costa.
A corte está chamando o caso das pessoas contra Maxwell Costa.
Ashley Londy for the people.
She didn't hear that. It's Ashley Landy for the People.
Ashley Lande representando o povo.
Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of the defendant.
Eu sou a Lori e eu sou a advogada de defesa do acusado.
Maxwell Silva Costa.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
He said his name, Maxwell Silva Costa.
Meu nome é Maxwell Silva Costa.
Your Honor, we're asking to set this for final settlement conference, please.
I apologize.
She's asked, it's all right, that she's asking that this be set for final settlement conference.
Eu gostaria de pedir para que isso seja enviado para a decisão final.
Jury final settlement conference will be set for April 11th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Se nós precisarmos selecionar jurados, isso será feito no dia 14 de abril de 2025, às 8h30 da manhã.
Both of those proceedings are in person.
As duas audiências serão feitas pessoalmente.
Bond will continue.
A fiança continuará sobre a mesma cautela.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. That's it for us. 14A stands in recess.
All rise. 14A District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now back in session. The Honorable Judge preside.
You may be seated. Court does call the case, People versus Is it Rogaya Awasi?
Dr. Lonnie, the people?
Oh, no, I'll be kind of this. I'll see.
Regardless.
All right.
Thanks, Your Honor. We have reached a resolution in this matter.
Your Honor, there was an offer extended to the defendant to plead to an act of operating while intoxicated first offense, a 93-day misdemeanor, $100 to $500 fine, various license sanctions. Contrary to MCL 25762.
I'm sorry, can you start that again?
I'm sorry. So she's going to be pleading to an added count 2 of operating while intoxicated, 93-day misdemeanor, $100 to $500 fine, all the different license sanctions. Contrary to MCL 2576251A, in exchange for a plea to the added count 2, count 1 operating with a high VAC, the 108-day misdemeanor will be dismissed.
Is that a correct statement, Counsel?
That is correct.
Has she signed an advice of rights?
Working on that right now. Let's get that speaking.
And Your Honor, I do understand it will be a no contest plea, so I'm sending the police report now.
Well, then I'm going to pass it because I'm going to have to review the report. Build it out. I'll pass it. Court does call the case, People versus Kyle Burmeister.
Dr. Lonnie, people? This is the public defender, Natalie Duke, with Mr. Burmeister, who's the first statement of the record, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm respectfully requesting an adjournment. Mr. Burmeister is not being held on this case. He's seeking tomorrow, Your Honor, for probable cause conference. To my understanding, he's not in that case. He's represented by counsel. All that being said, I do believe this is a case that ultimately will be resolved. Ms. Lonnie and I have been discussing it. We do not have a resolution in place yet. However, I'm asking for a very brief adjournment.
When is his,
Next PCC is tomorrow.
That's correct, Your Honor. Against Mr. Pavelski on that case, he was remanded a couple weeks ago, I think, for me recall.
Yes, I do recall. All right. Hearing the matter, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Natasha Olmos.
People?
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Mr. Sill.
This almost a case ending in 0092.
Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Ms. Olmos, the case ending in 1426.
Your name?
Natasha.
Thank you.
This one,
I'm sorry.
in this case, my client, Ms. Olmos, is going to be accepting an offer that Mr. Siller had extended, in which case the misdemeanor will be dismissed, and she would accept responsibility to double parking the civil infraction.
That's correct. Township case.
Under 1426.
Correct.
All right. And on the other matter, what are we doing?
We're asking for an adjournment, Judge.
All right. So case ending in 9-2, I'll adjourn that matter to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Her bond will continue in that case. In the other matter, ma'am, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about October 27th, 2024, at the location of Gulfside Road near Twin Lakes in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you double parked the motor vehicle? All right, court will accept that admission. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can you pay that, man?
She just recently started a new job.
Do you think you can get it done by then? Okay. Pay it by April 30th, 2025. Thank you. Court calls the case of the People versus Sean Charnley.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
2 cases.
Good morning. Public Defender Attorney on behalf of Mr. Charlie. Please state your name, sir. Now, we're asking for not lengthier adjournments on these cases. He's being held on felony cases. He wants to resolve those before, there's 2 happens on those before resolving.
Trying to resolve this. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't expect to be released anytime soon.
Okay, so when's the next hearing on this felony cases? Okay, so are you, and I know you don't know the answer to this necessarily, are you expecting that they'll be resolved tomorrow, or that something's gonna have to happen after that? Okay.
I hope that it do go tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Why don't I do this then? Since I'll adjourn these out to May 7th, 2025, 9 a.m. I'm not sure what scheduling you'll be working up in circuit court. If it needs, for whatever reason, since he's in custody, if those resolve in a way that he's out of custody and he's still in on these, then just let us know. We'll move his date up.
Can I be approached?
Yes. Find out his reason. All right, I'll adjourn this to the May 7th, 2025, date 9 a.m. All
Thank
right,
you.
bond continued. Thank you. Court calls case People versus Frederick Warden.
Cedric Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, this is Senator Ron Turner on behalf of Mr. Warden. Mr. Warden, can you please unmute and state your name?
Frederick Worden.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mrs. Blondie and I, regarding the, driving case, we did speak regarding a resolution today. I was just asking for a brief adjournment so I can, relay the offer to my client and discuss any potential penalties. And I just asked for the Pittsfield case to tag along with that, please.
That was a long way of saying you want an adjournment. April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you for summarizing.
Well, no.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Jacob Dorson.
Cedric Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Ron Turner on behalf of Mr. Dorson. Mr. Dorson, please state your name for the record.
Jacob John Dorson.
Your Mr. Dorson's complete no contest as charged.
As charged.
Yes.
Have a report one. I do. Does he sign in advice of rights? No. So I'll wait for that while you do that.
For the record, Governor, the no contest plea is for lack of recollection.
All right. So he's pleading no contest as charged
Yes.
and have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
What's your name?
Jacob John Dorson.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're to plead no contest to the charge of disorderly person under the Pittsfield Township ordinance. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Two things about it I have to make sure that you understand. First thing you need to understand is that it first of all means that you're not desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes, Your
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Honor. No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your
All right. You signed an advice of rights form today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
Look at paragraph 5 on that form. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole? Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? Doing this voluntarily
Yes.
and of your own free will?
Yes.
All right, the court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 25950. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
Go ahead, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. Is he being held on anything? I don't.
He is, Your Honor, resisting an obstructing case scheduled for this court tomorrow. I asked for immediate sentencing to time served, Your Honor. I believe it's been in for almost a month. 25 days.
Any objection to that on behalf of the people?
No objection.
Sir, is there anything you want to say before I do impose sentence?
Yes, I just want to apologize to you and everybody involved in the case. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll impose the state minimum fines and costs $125 and then 25 days in jail, credit 25, sir. Thank you. Court does call the case of People versus Jessica Fox. Is she here? Is she represented? Oh, Ms. Fox?
She put the chat, Your Honor, she's not even
She can't hear us, we can't hear her. So, Ms. Fox, can you hear us? If you can, wave your hand. She can hear us. We cannot hear you, however. It's okay, don't panic. You're- All right, Ms. Fox, why don't you do this? Hold on. Why don't you, what were you doing? That loudly? Never mind. Ms. Fox, why don't you sign out and sign back in? I'll pass your case and we'll see if that'll work for you, okay? Court calls case People versus Matthew Gibbons.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Stewart Township.
Mr. Public Defender, Natalie King. Right, state your name for the record, sir.
Matthew Gibbons.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this case to which my client will be pleading no contest as charged.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, the nothing but the truth, so help you God. State your name, Matthew Gibbons.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading no contest to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. All right. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yeah.
All right. Basis for the no contest.
Conscious of liability, Your Honor.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is? All right. Two things about it. I have to make sure you understand. It means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that? All right. Still wish to plead no contest? And to that charge, how do you plead? Now you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind. You signed an advice of rights form today, is that correct? Any question regarding any of those rights? Please look at paragraph 5. You see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading guilty or pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights in that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right. Are you on probation or parole? All right, were you on probation or parole time of this offense? Okay. You understand then your plea could be a violation of that probation. You understand that as such, if it is considered a violation, that court could sentence you to the maximum allowable under that charge, under that other charge. You understand that, sir? Really, Farroney? Really? No, sir. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's promised you anything at all to get you to plead no contest? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will. All right. The court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 245474. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there is a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. Is he being held in anything?
He is, Your Honor. He's set for sentencing at the end of this month on his 2 pending felony cases. To my understanding, there is a sentencing agreement in place. He has 56 days credit. I'm asking the court to consider.
56 days on this case?
Yes, he's been in.
All right, any objection to immediate sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say before I impose sentence, sir? Fines and costs of 125, just do state minimums. And you've been in 56 on this case? 56 days, Washington County Jail. Credit 56 there. Court calls case People versus Chiffon Hayes.
I'm here. Good
Oh.
morning, this is the Public Defender Mark Perry on behalf of Ms. Hayes. Ms. Hayes, please state your name for the record.
Chiffon Hayes.
Thank you.
Your arrest and establish a file summary.
Jury final settlement conference will be April 11th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Okay.
Jury selection, April 14th, 2025 at 8:30. Both of those proceedings, ma'am, are in person. Okay?
Okay.
Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of the People versus Yusuf Jama.
Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie King, working on behalf of Lisa Yama, who is approaching. Please state your name for the record, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm also requesting a very brief adjournment so that I can to get the treatment verification report to the clinic that my client was receiving treatment. He's not being held in this case.
All right. During the matter, April 23rd, will that be enough time for you to?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Fine, continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Court calls the case of the people versus Joseph Pinkston.
This is Public Defender Natalie Tate, this is on behalf of Mr. Kingston, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution of this matter to which my client will be pleading no contest to add in count 2 of retail fraud third degree and exchange count 1 of retail fraud in second degree would be dismissed.
That's correct, Your Honor. Retail fraud in the third degree being a 93 days misdemeanor, $500 fine or a trouble amount, contrary to MCL 750356 ES and Delta 4.
Is he signed in advice rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. State your name.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge, or pleading no contest, I should say, to the charge of retail fraud in the third degree. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court cost. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that? All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is? Two things about it. I have to make sure you understand it. First of all, it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that? All right. Basis for no contest plea?
Civil liability.
To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. You understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind. All right. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct? Any question regarding any of those rights? Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of rights.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody promise you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plea? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
And of your own free will?
Yes.
All right, court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 2413961. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Before satisfied. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be April 30th, 2025, 12 noon. Bond will continue. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Jada Taylor.
Good morning. This is Public Defender Lauren Penny on behalf of Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, please state your name for the record.
Hi, Jada Taylor.
Good morning. This is Public Defender Lauren Penny on behalf of Mr. Minor. Mr. Minor, please state your name for the record. Your Honor, I should speak with the people today. I did recommend for Mr. Minor to mental health court. You should have a referral form.
I do, and I've signed that.
Perfect. I'm going to ask Mr. Minor to sign this. It sounds like you were going to get straight to mental health court, right?
How fast are they doing their screenings? Do we know? Don't know. Okay, is he being held on anything else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think that we could go to the 23rd. I appreciate that. Try to make sure we get him.
April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. All right.
And then I just need the referral form back, Your Honor.
Okay. So when Perry's woke up today and walked in, so first thing you did the thing with the computer.
I know.
Then yeah, twice,
No,
twice, yeah, twice. And then, no, it was twice. It was twice. And I wasn't gonna call you out on the second one, but whatever. And then the phone, right? That was. And then the next thing And then you didn't talk to your client about payment.
He's
And then
gonna
this,
waive
listen, I'm just going through the things you've done past hour 45 minutes. All right, and then you want the form back.
I do, I need to submit it.
I know. That's why I think. Would you like to hear? Set.
No.
Fine, we'll continue.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you really mean that?
Yes, I do. We have hours left.
We'll get through today.
We will.
I'm just hoping you're not in custody. Court calls case people versus Daniel Sims. They're not up yet. They're not. I don't have, okay. I'll pass that one. Court does call the case people versus Jared Roberson. Gerald Roberson? No response unless you're in order to show cause. Failure to. Oh, hello, your name? You're not Jared Roberson.
Jared Roberson.
Okay. All right, come on now. State your name for the record, sir.
Charles.
Okay. Sir, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that you are operating a motor vehicle with no insurance under the motor vehicle code. Do you understand that, sir? All right. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that? All right. First question I have for you, and I should say, this is alleged to have occurred on March 6, 2025 at the location of eastbound I-94 near Stone School Road. It alleged to have occurred on eastbound I-94 near Stone School. All right. All right, sir. First question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney? No? What are you going to do in this case? Okay. Is that really what you want to do? What if it could be worked out to something less than a misdemeanor? What, are you having problems hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you, okay, we've got equipment. Let's see if that'll work for you, okay? Does that help you at all, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So next time you come in, just make sure to ask us for that, okay?
Hello?
So, seriously. Does Ms. Fox, she's here? Okay, tell her away. All right. You don't want to be represented by an attorney? What if something can be worked out that's not a misdemeanor? Wouldn't you like to explore that option?
Yeah.
So do you know how to do that?
No.
So do you want an attorney to help you?
Yeah.
Great. Public defender case.
Public defender Natalie Page, and I'll be by right, we would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for a pretrial date.
Defendant having waived for a reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will be $5,000 personal recognizance bond, standard conditions, no assaultive behavior, possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.